This is Vinnie Moore.
Hi, this is Rick Allen from Def Leppard.
This is Mike Dean from Corrosion Conformity.
This is Spider from Power Man 5000.
Hey, this is Danny. And this is Sam. We're half of Greta Van Fleet. The important half.
Hey, what's up? I'm Nick Hexum from 311.
And I am Brad Arnold from Three Doors Down, and you are watching Rock Tight.
We got this settled a lot quicker than we did last time. Not that I expect you to remember, because I know you do your rounds. You have a lot of interviews and stuff like that, you know, being who you are, and especially with the new albums coming out in such quick succession. But everybody, we are here with Michael Gilbert from Flotsam and Jetsam, and they got a brand new album. It's already out. I Am the Weapon, and man, it's awesome. It is. Man, it's funny because I remember last time, Michael, we were talking, and we're talking the end of Chaos, which was before Blood in the Water, and you were just like, yeah, if it wasn't that great, we would just hang it up. We wouldn't keep doing it, And as a matter of fact, this last one, I think you were talking about Blood in the Water at the time. This is my favorite one that Flotsam and Jetsam's ever done. And how many albums do you have now? Like, it's ridiculous. You have a huge catalog.
Dude, I will have to tell you, that was the most killer introduction ever. Thank you.
Well, I mean, you're amazing, dude. You really are. I mean, it blows my mind. One of the most common questions, Michael, especially with like thrash metal, heavy metal, this genre that's been around for so long, everyone wants to talk about the big four. We talked about this last time, right? Death Slayer and all those guys. But holy crap. I mean, if you guys aren't as every bit of worthy as being on that platform and in the same conversation as all those guys, I mean, people just don't know what the hell they're talking about. You agree, right?
I like your train of thought for sure on that. But it's a battle right now. When metal first came out, they were trying to stomp it out, like they tried to stomp out punk music. It never went away. It still remained underground. Well, it's now back underground again, and like anything else, I think music cycles. Yeah. I think metal has been underground again for a little while, like mashed down a little bit, and now it's starting to come back again. What we need in the United States is we need these festivals like Europe has, where we need sabbatical. We need a month sabbatical during the summer times where people can just travel around and go see concerts. It doesn't have to be metal; it's just concerts, And I think the world would be a better place. At least America would be. We go do the festivals in Europe every summer, and there's happy faces. Everybody's got a beer in their hand and a shirt, and there's happy faces over there, man.
What a different experience it is, though, over there, especially for the metal scene, yeah? I mean, everyone I talk to, whether it's a musician or whether, it's just a fan like myself, when they're over there, it's just like, dude, it is the 80s over there. It is the glory of metal. It's a total different world. Right?
Yeah.
What do you think
totally
it is?
Different world.
Why do you think that is?
Maybe there's blood in the water over there. How's that segue for you?
There you go. There you go. But I Am the Weapon. I tell you what, man, I couldn't even pick a favorite track. I'm listening to everything, and I mean, it's just, man, you got what? You got 11 songs on this one. And oh my God. I mean, it's so just I mean, it's like, it might be my new workout music, like literally for the next month or two, that I got to shred some pounds. Everybody, I'm telling you right now, Flotsam and Jetsam's I Am the Weapon out right now. You got to go check it out. It's sick. You were just talking about touring, Michael.
Thank you.
So, I know you guys are going to be going on 70,000 tons of metal, or you got that coming up.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another one of those, it's just like a festival in Europe, except for it's on a boat. You get all these people from all over the world. They go to this thing, and it's just growing. They upgraded the ship, I think, about 5 years ago because it keeps selling out, and it sells out a year in advance. It's just like the Europe shows, except for it set sail out of Florida. And this year, I think we're going to Jamaica, Ocho Rios. So this will be our third time on this trip, and I got to tell you, it's my favorite gig.
You a cruise guy? You like cruises?
Oh, totally, 100%. We do the cruises in California because I'm on the West Coast in Arizona, so we'll go over to San Diego or to Long Beach and shoot out on the Mexican cruises there, and they're a lot of fun. They're dirty, so that cruise lines, I'm not gonna lie, they're inexpensive, they're a little dirty, but a couple drinks and it doesn't matter, right?
Well, what's everyone there
Don't
for?
go in the pool.
Like everyone
Yeah.
there is to rock, man. So I mean, drink.
Don't go in the pool and don't go in the jacuzzi.
Don't go in.
Don't do it
Man.
unless you have some sort of disinfectant.
Okay. All right. I'll remember that. So it has been a minute. It doesn't feel like it's been as long as it's been since I've talked to you last, but it's been over 3 years. God, man, it's blown by.
Really?
Yeah.
It seems like I just talked to you like last year.
I know.
Huh.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been over 3 years, man. And I mean, so we were still like at the height of the pandemic at that point. I mean, everything was Corona, 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 not in a good way. It wasn't like these Snoop Dogg commercials. You know what I'm saying? I mean, or Pedro Pascal, he's in there now, I guess. You need to have a beer commercial,
Yep.
man. Are you a beer drinker?
Oh my God. I think I am keeping Coors Banquet in business solely on my own.
Are they a sponsor? You should have a Coors Bank. You should have like a, what do they call them? A Yellow Jacket. They call them Yellow Jackets, right? You should have like your own Yellow Jacket commercial, man.
I should, but I'm not exclusive to that. I do like beer. I like the European beers, the monk beers, the Belgian Strongs, which are really hard to get over here, but they are very strong. They're like 10.9 in some cases.
Okay.
They're called Trappist beers. Little different taste, but pretty good stuff. It's like a dessert.
Does Flotsam and Jetsam have a beer? Like, is there any particular like
No.
beverage? Have you guys gotten into that arena yet? Why not?
We have a beer can design or bottle design that we did with the Flotilla Beast on it,
Okay.
and we are shopping it right now. So there's some avenues, and we're getting tastes from people that are submitting it to us. So we'll see what happens. Which ones we're all going to agree on and which one we'll go with. But we're tending to lean towards the Trappist ales.
That's cool. That's cool. I see you're giving me a run for my money with your background there, man, because I was thinking of using something very similar. So, like, the public doesn't know yet. Obviously, you're looking at a very different screen than what everybody's going to see here very shortly. So that's kind of a surprise. But I do love the artwork that you guys did for "I Am the Weapon." That's out right now. Everybody gotta go grab it up. And, while you're doing that, go check out some Blood in the Water and the End of Chaos. And, of course, when it comes to Mike Gilbert and Flotsam and Jetsam, there is no end to the chaos, yes?
I like that.
I'm
No,
telling you,
you're
man.
absolutely correct. And you just summed it up perfectly, though. Like if there was a new fan coming on that didn't know who we were and didn't think we were old or whatever, a young fan was like, yeah, I'll check it out. I would say start with "I Am the Weapon" and work your way backwards in the catalog. "I Am the Weapon," "Blood in the Water," "Into Chaos," and then the self-titled. And then from there, jump to number one, which is "Doomsday for the Deceiver," and start from the beginning.
Yeah, dude. It's so funny, too, because, I mean, you've been with Flotsam since the beginning, I mean, and I love that braid is great that you got, by the way. I'm all over the place. I got like ADHD
It's a
on
clip-on.
steroids. Yeah,
It's a clip-on.
I tell you what, man, that's amazing. That's some dedication. I don't know, man. Like, I'm trying to grow it out. It's so bad.
It's in the way of everything. We're talking about drinking beer. It's in my beer. It's always in my beer floating around. I mean, yeah, that's Coors right there. I should put a fishing bobber on the end of it just so it floats in my beer. It'd be kind of cool. But
That's
I was at
hilarious.
Walmart. I was at Walmart about 2 weeks ago looking at fishing bobbers, and I'm like, man, I think $2.95 is a little expensive for that. So I'll wait till they go on sale.
That's hilarious, man. Yeah, you're growing like your own fishing string off the end of your chin there, man. That's pretty impressive stuff. But oh man, no, but obviously, we kind of touched and teased on the idea of some Flotsam and Jetsam merch. But one thing I saw a little bit ago, you guys had, I don't know if it was like a limited release of vinyl for "I Am the Weapon" or how much you had put out there, but I saw it already came and went, man. Vinyl.
Yeah, they sold out in like a week. The splatter. I don't even have one. They were supposed to send us all comps, and I think our comps got mixed up in the Amazon orders or something like that. But they went really quick. I hope they reprint them because there's been a lot of demand for it. I'm getting a lot of emails and a lot of messages going like, "What the hell, man?" You know. So I think AFM's doing a pretty good job with the record, but I think it might be a little more in demand for them right now. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
I don't want to dog anybody, but that's a good problem to have, but a bad problem at the same time. You know?
Yeah, yeah, I guess. But I just think it's so cool, man, that the demand for vinyl is there. You know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh
like I
my.
said, all this stuff cycles, and we're going back to the vinyl age. It sounds way better if you. And there's actually some studies on digital music, probably about 20 years ago when they were talking about it. They said it actually makes people angrier. You listen to that, something about the high end or the shrill that we hear it, but we don't actually hear it, and it makes us all angry, puts us on edge. There's studies done about that, but the vinyl does not do that. If you're on edge after listening to "I Am the Weapon," it's solely because of the music,
Well,
not because
yeah. Oh man, dude, it is great. So, with the time from Blood in the Water to "I Am the Weapon," is "I Am the Weapon" had any of that been written as a part of the last album that just maybe didn't make the cutting room floor, so that you kind of held it off for your next release, like now? Or was this all something where, you did everything just the way you wanted to do it? You represented, Blood and Water the way you wanted to. It ran its course, you supported it. And then, when you guys were all good and ready, you got back into the recording studio and just started fresh with writing? Or had any of these songs been kind of sitting there, or is it all fresh?
No. So far, we always talk about taking the snippets and that are on the floor and putting them together and finishing another record for what's going to be the follow up to "I Am the Weapon."
Mm-hmm.
We never do it though. We always say that, but
Okay.
it seems way easier for me just to start from scratch and then get some fresh ideas. I like to get game face on. It's kind of like, for lack of a better analogy, it's like an athlete. Where you get you do your exercises before you're actually going to go run the track. You kind of get warmed up. You get your game face on. So what I'm doing is I'm listening to Slipknot, I'm listening to Slayer, I'm getting mad, So all that goes from in my ears, and hopefully it translates right out my fingertips and in my guitar.
Yeah, I'd say that definitely happened with "I Am the Weapon," man. It's like I said, it's everybody. I'm serious. You got to go get it. It's out. It's available right now, and you've got like a couple of videos out there too on YouTube, don't you?
Yeah, the first four singles were released as videos. So it was Primal, which is a super. I'm guessing that's going to be. Oh shoot, I can go into so many different directions here. It's got a huge one-word chorus on it that's super memorable, and that's one of the things we try to do on this record is make big choruses. And partly because it seems like the power metal fans are starting to kind of go, "Flotsam and Jetsam? Wow, we thought you were a thrash band, but wow, you have these choruses," So there's a lot more people coming on board and digging our new stuff. And every song on this record, I'm not just saying this because I'm on the record, but really every song on it there's been a tailor-made chorus for each song to where it's super memorable. You finish listening to the song, you're still singing it in your head, and that's what you want. I'm super proud of it. I'm super proud of my guys.
You should be, man. Eric sounds amazing, and that's just God. He's one of those voices. It's like such a gift. Like the range he has, the notes that he can still hit after all this time, and I mean, he's just clean. I mean, I'm assuming that you weren't just relying on the wizardry of whoever mastered this in the studio. I mean, this is how Eric sounds like regular, yeah.
Well, there's definitely a team going on. Ken Mary, our drummer, he does all the drum tracks at his house and the vocal tracks.
Okay.
So he engineers AK's vocals, and
Okay.
and he's a world class producer. He's a great songwriter as well. So
All right.
whenever he gets into, if AK gets in a little bit of trouble and having questions on a spot or he thinks something's questionable, he'll talk to Ken about it, and Ken will give his ideas out. And 10 times out of 10, both these guys working together come up with something pretty fucking kick ass.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. No, that's cool to know. But man, like AK, I mean, he top of his game, man. Like, no doubt about it. Yeah, talking about playing live again. I mean, that's got to be so amazing. Especially when you think about the way the landscape was a few years ago when touring just it wasn't there. You couldn't do it, and you had all the social distancing and people wearing masks and everything. It's like, dare I say, things have really gotten back to normal. Like it's almost like it never even happened. It was like the blip, in like the Marvel universe. And everybody when
totally.
Thanos snapped everybody out of existence, everybody came back. It was like, yeah, well, what was up with that? I mean, it kind of feels like we're back there. So in your touring, I'm curious because I've never traveled abroad. I mean, I've left the country to gone to a couple islands and stuff like that. Like you're going to be soon on your cruise, but I've never been to Europe. I've never done anything like that. And you hear these horror stories, about, people, doing the most innocent of things. And then all of a sudden they're detained and they're being used as ransom, and they're hostage in a foreign land. Has anything like that ever crossed your mind in your travels? You ever worry about anything like that or no?
Oh God. There's a lot of answers to that question right there. First of all, touring, after COVID was pretty difficult. We jumped the gun a little too quick and we tried to put together a tour as quick as we could after COVID. And we ended up having to cancel some dates, pissed a lot of people off. But there were so many bands doing it, it didn't make any sense. It's like, why go out and get guarantees from a club and then have a shitty draw because there's all these other bands in town. And half the time they don't even know you're there anyway. So, and then the next time you come around, your guarantee goes down because you had low attendance. So it makes more sense to just cancel the show. And actually, the promoters were the ones that were going, "Hey, you guys, let's pass this one by. We'll get you next year." And it's like, okay, that sounds like a great idea. That's the first part of it. The second part of it is, yes, there's all kinds of crazy shit that happens out there. We were in Belgium, and I want to say their capital is a hub for not so pleasant.
Is that Brussels?
Brussels, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not so pleasant. People from the Middle East, we'll just say that. And
wow.
Our bus actually caught on fire just outside of Brussels, and the engine caught on fire. So we pulled over. And everybody abandoned ship. And so we're standing out there and we're cold. We're just like, okay, whatever. Nothing burned. We ended up, they took a fire extinguisher to the bus and saved the rest of the bus so our shit didn't burn up. But they ended up taxiing us to like this little truck stop out in the middle of nowhere. It was like a quick stop or a Circle K. It's in the middle of nowhere. And then all of a sudden, we're just in there waiting for another bus to come pick us up. And all these people came in and were like, "Fuck you, Americans!" And they were going like they were play shooting us.
Oh wow!
And next thing you know, there was like 10 to start off with, and then there was 20, and then there was about 30, and we're like, "Holy shit, this is on now!" We're really right in the middle of this. And so they were kind of they wanted to go, they wanted to fight.
Wow!
But our tour manager at the time. He's Argentinian, but he lives in Belgium. So he kind of calmed some people down as the buses were getting there, and fucking we were gone, man.
Wow. Have you been back there since?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen. We're more aware of our surroundings for sure, and that was something that was a hard learn for safety. We had other bands with us. We were touring with Destruction at the time.
Okay.
And, if you know Schmear, like he's a big motherfucker, man. He's not. I don't see why those guys would even want to mess with that guy. He's a scary upside down crosses and shit on him,
Right. Oh my God.
But we all made it out okay, and so.
Well,
I mean, there's so much stuff that's happened. I can't even remember all just the little stuff. Every day, every single day is an adventure for sure.
Right on, man. Right on. So I am the weapon, man. I know we were talking last time. It's like, God, how much more do you guys think you have in you? I mean, you've been doing this. I can't even believe it. But I mean, it's like, since, you know, early mid 80s, I mean, that's a run, man. But so I am the weapon, man. You're just getting started. Yeah. I mean, this is just another release along this glorious journey of music masterpieces, one after the other. So, you guys, I mean, obviously, there's more to come after this. Yeah,
I
that's
love
the
you, man.
plan.
Thank you. We are going to keep going as long as there's gas in the tank, and there's definitely a lot of gas left in the tank right now. If we start making a record and we think it's going to be subpar to our previous one,
I feel it.
that, yeah, it'll either be the end of it or we're going to have to keep working it. Obviously, we're going to keep working it until we're like, shit, we don't have any more gas in the tank, but that's not even on the horizon yet. So
Yeah, no, I feel it. I feel it. So, are you going to be touring at all between now and the cruise? Do you have tour dates set up for next spring already? 2025. I can't. 2025. That sounds
I
crazy,
know what
man.
the hell.
You know.
No, there's not. They're working on something right now. We just signed with FM Management, and they're working on stuff for in between now and the cruise, and also for stuff that's happening over in Europe. They're trying to get us over there in the spring. Obviously, we've got the festivals again. They book us every year, and
Awesome.
we keep moving up the ladder over there as far as where our slots go, which is really cool. After 40 years, I'm very thankful to still be relevant and still be able to play.
Seriously, man, I don't know if you bathe in the blood of innocence or what, Michael, but man, you don't look old enough to have been playing that long, man. I mean, seriously, dude, it's crazy. I'm not even going to ask your age because, it doesn't matter. But God, well, I guess people can just Google it, right? You're on Wikipedia and, you got a lot of stuff going on. But seriously,
I'm at an age.
it's
I'm at an
crazy,
age
man.
I never thought I would get to. I never thought I'd live as long as I.
You got to live healthy. Is there anything in particular that you do?
Um, no, well, I mean, I go to the gym,
Do
stuff
you?
like that.
Okay.
I
All
do
right.
drink too much beer. I don't eat right, that's for sure.
That's
Uh,
amazing.
uh,
See, doctors, they're full of crap. What do they know? They don't know shit. You know?
n-
You can eat
yeah.
whatever the heck you want, man. It's all genetic. It's all genetic and fate and luck, right?
Well, I had nobody knows this, but a long, long, long time ago, I had some issues with my stomach, and I ended up having my whole large intestine removed, all of it gone.
Oh,
And
wow.
so that, yeah, there's some complications that happened there. But anyways, years later, I was at the doctor and he was asking questions. It was a new doctor, new primary physician. And I know you can cut this stuff out if you want, because this is some pretty personal stuff. But
If you want me to, I will.
uh, yeah, I don't know. But anyways, the doctor came and asked me some questions, and I told him that I had a colectomy years ago. And he goes, "Well, you and I both know that that can't be done." And I said, "What? What do you mean that can't be done? It was done to me. How can it not be? Here I am. I'm still alive."
Right.
And this is a true story. And I said, "Okay, I'm leaving now." And he's like, "Well, why are you leaving?" I go, "Because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about." I go, "I want my copay back, and I'm never coming." I found a new physician after that, but
Right.
that's where our healthcare is at. They don't give a fuck. They don't
Yeah,
care.
dude. No, you know what? I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat as you. I mean, it's crazy. But technology has come so far. Science has come so far. Like I know there's this one particular media personality. She's pretty prominent, and she's talked about very similar experience to what you had, Kat Timpf. She
Oh yeah, okay.
yeah, she's on the Gutfeld show, which I watch because I just think it's absolutely hilarious. And
I love that
she's
film.
she's been on Bill Maher, she's been on Joe Rogan. So this girl's really, I mean, she's rising up the ranks. She's a comedian, stuff like that. And she had to have a colonostomy, bag for a while, and her like intestines were hanging out of her. I mean, she had some she almost died. So I mean, it was really, really serious. But the whole procedure got reversed. And I've
Yeah.
known multiple people that have had this done. I mean, it all depends on severity and stuff like that. But it's a totally reversible medical procedure now. Which is depending, right? So, but that's interesting. That's very
Well,
interesting.
mine was full blown cancer in my colon, and they removed it. I had the ileostomy bag for several months, and everything got reversed. and that doctor knew what he was doing. That guy saved my life for sure. That was one dude that really cared, and it was a really this happened in 1999. So again, when I say I'm very thankful that I'm still around and still even playing the band, there was a time there where I didn't even think I would make it another week. But
Wow, you checked your mortality 25 years ago, man.
yeah, yeah. So it definitely gave me a huge different outlook on life. And when I forget it, there's always something around to put me in check again. And I'm very thankful to be here.
Well, amen to that, Michael. I'm glad you're here too. And wow, okay, so you're a survivor, and man, that's a blessing. That's amazing, amazing news. And
I've never shared that with anybody in any interviews, and I was never sure, how people take it because it makes people nervous and they don't know what to say. And
I'm humbled. No, well, I'll tell you what, Michael. No, I'm humbled and I'm flattered that you would share that with me. And I would be honored if you would allow me to, share this with the public, because
sure,
I think that's important. It's special. People need to know that. People need to know people like you. I mean, I'm sure people you look up to you. A lot of people. You probably, whether you believe it or not,
Thank you.
whether people probably idolize you. And knowing that you've been through this and you're still here, you're with us. That's huge. People need that encouragement. People need to know that they can go through things like that, and and make it. So yeah, cancer
I
has
think so.
it's been in my family, and some people have been victorious and some have not.
Yeah.
And I have so many friends, I mean, just in my neighborhood, over the last few years, breast cancer with women, it's so scary. I mean, you need to get checked. And especially with colon cancer, guys. Oh, all right, here I am now, going off on a tangent a little bit. But yeah, my wife's all over me to get checked out, because you get to a certain age as a man, and it's like, you should go, like, go get checked.
Oh yeah.
And they have less invasive ways of testing now. Now you can, like, poop in a box. It's not as thorough as, going to a proctologist and getting a more thorough examination. But you should. Everybody, guys, especially when you get into your 40s, it's not a joke, and it's one of the
No
leading
joke.
forms of cancer that men get. Prostate cancer, colon cancer. I mean, it's really serious. So you definitely want to get checked out, and better safe than sorry. You
Yeah.
catch it early. It's something that's very, very treatable. And shoot, here's Michael right here. He had it 25 years ago. So I mean,
Yeah, I have a
you know,
I'm not an expert on it or anything like that, but I know what happened to me, and I've watched over the years how much more prevalent it's becoming. And I would say it's what's in our food. What's in the
Yeah.
preservatives in our food. Like I said, I'm no expert on it, but
Sure.
why all of a sudden, that's the real pandemic right now is cancer.
Oh yeah.
Coronavirus. It was definitely a super 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 bad, but like there's so many people that have it right now. And yeah, you should get checked out. Everybody should get checked out for sure.
Yeah, no, right on. Well, speaking of checking out, I know you got to get going. You've given me way more time than I possibly could have asked for. But everybody, again, we are here with Michael Gilbert, and you've learned some things that I certainly didn't have on my list of questions to talk about. But that's the beautiful thing about conversations like this. They grow organically, and everything just kind of happens. And I love treating everything as an informal conversation, versus just I'm going to ask you something and now you respond. That just seems lame. I like regular conversations, just like we had the last time. But I am the weapon, everybody. I am the weapon, the newest masterpiece by Flotsam and Jetsam. Go check it out. It's available right now. Go buy it. And Michael, thank you so much. And hopefully we can catch up at some point when you guys are out there on the road. I'll have to hit a festival, something. And I'll have a review of I'm the Weapon out there on rocktitan.tv. And everybody, go show Flotsam and Jetsam some love on social media. And if you enjoyed this podcast with yours truly, Scotty J, please give us a little bit of love as well. Share it with all your friends, because I don't think there's a lot of people that are working in this space of the podcast world anyway. There's a lot of other news and sports and this and that, but when it comes to heavy metal, I don't think there's enough of it. So anyway,
I think you're totally correct. And Scott, thank you, man, for having me.
Absolutely.
It's always great to talk to you, dude. Like we have these conversations. It's not even like we're doing an interview. We're chatting as bros,
Right.
and you can call me anytime, man. If you
appreciate
got
it.
questions about the band or just anything,
I will.
call me anytime, dude.
I will, Michael. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, everybody. I'm Scotty J. You are watching Rock Titan. We're out.